There is a misunderstanding that keeps many people trapped for years. It sounds innocent. It sounds logical. And because it sounds logical, very few people question it. The misunderstanding is this: I am waiting for my manifestation, waiting for the money, waiting for the opportunity, waiting for the relationship, waiting for the breakthrough, waiting for life to finally change. But what if that is not what is actually happening? What if you are not waiting for the manifestation at all? What if you are waiting to become the person who naturally experiences it? This changes everything. Because the moment you see it clearly, you stop treating your desire as something outside of you. You stop looking at it as a future event. You begin understanding it as an identity. Think about a person who constantly says they want confidence. They read books about confidence, watch videos about confidence, visualize confidence, affirm confidence. Yet every day they continue identifying as someone who lacks confidence. The desire remains outside of them. The identity remains unchanged. And reality continues reflecting the identity, not the desire, the identity. This is one of Neville Goddard's most important teachings. You do not experience what you occasionally want. You experience what you consistently are. The world is always responding to your state of consciousness, not your wishes, not your hopes, not your intentions, your state. That is why two people can want the exact same thing and get completely different results. One person remains identified with lack. The other becomes identified with fulfillment. One waits. The other occupies. One hopes. The other knows. One keeps asking when. The other starts living differently now. And reality responds accordingly. Many people think manifestation is about attracting something. Neville saw it differently. He saw it as becoming something. The relationship appears after you become the version of yourself who feels loved. The abundance appears after you become the version of yourself who feels secure. The success appears after you become the version of yourself who sees success as natural. Identity comes first. Reality comes second. This is why watching for evidence becomes so dangerous. The moment you constantly check for proof, you reveal the state you are actually occupying. You reveal that part of you still believes the desire is absent. Imagine planting a seed and then digging it up every day to see whether it is growing. The checking itself becomes interference. The same thing happens psychologically. Every time you ask, "Has it happened yet?" you quietly reinforce, "It is not here." Neville wanted people living from a different question. Not, "When will it happen?" but, "Who would I be if it had already happened?" That question shifts attention away from time and toward identity. And identity is where real change begins. There is another reason people struggle. They remain emotionally attached to the old version of themselves. The old story, the old limitations, the old disappointments, the old assumptions. They want a new reality while remaining loyal to the old identity. But a new reality requires a new self-concept. Not because you become a different person, because you stop identifying with a diminished version of yourself. The old state must be released, not fought, not hated, released. Think about clothing you have outgrown. You do not argue with it. You do not resent it. You simply stop wearing it. Neville taught that states work the same way. A state is not who you are. It is something you occupy. And if you can occupy a state, you can leave it. The moment you understand that, freedom begins. You stop saying, "This is just who I am," and start asking, "What state have I been living in?" That question opens the door to transformation. Because once you recognize a state, you can choose another. The state of abundance, the state of confidence, the state of love, the state of success, the state of fulfillment. And the longer you remain there, the more natural it becomes. Eventually, something remarkable happens. You stop trying to feel fulfilled. You simply feel fulfilled. You stop trying to feel successful. You simply feel successful. You stop trying to become. You become. That is the shift. That is the moment everything changes. Not because the world suddenly decided to reward you, because the reflection finally caught up with the identity. So if you feel like you have been waiting for your manifestation, consider another possibility. Maybe the manifestation is not waiting. Maybe it has always been available. Maybe the only thing left is to fully become the person who already has it. Because the world does not respond to who you want to be. It responds to who you believe you are. And the moment that belief changes, everything begins to move. And if this message resonated with you, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell, because what you learn next could change your life.